Hello and welcome to this SPC online coil selector program tutorial. My name is Chris Ward and I am the Area Sales Manager for the Southwest. Today I will be guiding you through our coil selection software, helping you configure the right coil for your project. If you haven't already registered for our online coil selector program, please do, as we will be starting this tutorial from the My Projects page. Before we can select a coil, we need to create a new project. Click on the New Project button and give the project a title. In our case, it will be called Test Project. Once the project has been made, you will be taken to the project page. Here, you will be able to add coils to the project, create a BIM object, and return back to the My Projects page. If we click Add, you will be taken to the coil selector. Here, you will have three options to choose from: water, refrigerant, and steam. For this tutorial, we will be choosing the water coil selection. When you click on the water option, you will be taken to this screen, where you will see three sections with white and dark blue boxes. On this page, there are three sections in which you will need information for. These sections are airside data, fluid side data, and physical data. For the airside data section, the information you will need in order to create a coil will be entry temperature, leaving temperature, maximum pressure drop, and air volume. The duty option can be used if you don't know the leaving air temperature. For the fluid side data section, the information that you will need will be entry water temperature, leaving water temperature, and maximum pressure drop. If the above is not known, you can proceed with the default values. Glycol is antifreeze. This is only selected if the coil is going to be exposed to extreme cold temperatures. Glycol will stop the water from freezing and bursting the coil. For a heating coil, you would leave glycol as 0. For the physical data section, the information that you will need will be the finned height of the coil and the finned width of the coil. In the drop-down menu for fin material, you can see more options on the type of fin material that can be used. Copper fins are typically seen in NHS specifications. Louver fins increase the rate of heat transfer, but also increases resistance. There are two options for the tube diameter. These are 12mm and 16mm. 12mm is the default. 16mm should only be used if water pressure drops are high. Enter the height and the width of the coil in the spaces provided. You may see the numbers change after adding in your dimensions. Actual coil heights are multiples of the tube spacings. Keep finned density and circuit types as optimized, as the selection software will calculate this for you. Number of sections will be changed. This will be changed automatically if needed. Surface margins leave as it is. Flow and return rate is calculated by the program. Once all the data has been added to the software, you will have to click the Calculate button on the right-hand side of the page. This will then select a coil and warn you of any updates or errors. If there are no errors, you can continue. As you can see, a message has popped up in the bottom left. This is just an information message to say that the fin material thickness has been increased. If no errors have been shown, you can click the Costing button on the right-hand side of the page. As part of the costings page, you can choose the casing style and the casing materials you would like your coil to be made from, depending on your requirements. Also on this page, you can choose additional options that we can provide. These include a drain pan, test points, Blygold coating, and more. Once you have chosen your options, you will be able to calculate the coil and will be able to save the coil. Once the coil has been saved, you will then be able to export this and save it as a quote in a PDF file. This can be done with the quote button on the right-hand side of the page. As you can see on this page, you can export the coil quote as a PDF. This can either be in normal list format or in table format. This can then be sent over to our sales team. Depending on how you decide to export the PDF, you either see a normal PDF or a tabular PDF. As part of SPC's coil selection software, we have added the option of allowing you to add the coil you have designed into your building project as a BIM object. We provide the link to download the BIM object as a Revit file, and the data you entered earlier as a text file. That is the end of our coil selection software tutorial. We hope you have found it beneficial. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact SPC on 0116 249 0044 or email us at inquiries@spc.co.uk.